Hi, everybody. So are athletic scholarships the solution to the student loan debt crisis? I'm going to answer that in just a moment. I'm Charles Norman from Sports Solutions LLC, and we are the creators of AthleticSOS. And it is a software program that if you're trying to get an athletic scholarship for your student athlete, you want to use our software because we'll take your academic information, the sports you play, your test scores for the SAT, ACTs, and the area of the country you're interested in, and we'll show you all of your options and opportunities. And so I'm doing this video today as a mea culpa. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about I did not think that the student loan debt would be reduced or it would be eliminated. And so you guys, I told you guys, hey, if I'm wrong about this, you guys come at me, and boy, did you guys come at me. And so it does look like the current president is going to try to do something about the student loan debt. Now, I did say he would not eliminate it. So I may still be right on that. He hasn't made his decision yet, but it looks like he'll do some partial reduction of the student loan debt. And the other thing I'm going to say is that this is probably going to be an executive order, which basically means that it could be overturned by the next president, or if he wins again, it's no problem. But just saying, yes, I could be wrong on this, but boy, did you guys get a lot of joy out of that. But here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to answer the other question now, the reason I'm actually doing the video. Is it the solution for you guys? And I'm going to say this. If you have the ability to secure an athletic scholarship for your student athlete, you absolutely are going to need to do everything you can to get that for them, because it's going to make a huge difference. Because one of the things I'm learning as I've gotten older here, people don't pencil things out. They don't look at the damage the amount of student loan debt, taking on a bunch of student loan debt, does to the future of their kids. They see it as a stepping stone to getting a better job, maybe a better career, and I get that. But it is not just the loan amount, which is going crazy right now. You know, the amount of money it costs to go to college at this point in time is far exceeds what people in my age group think it is. Kids are having, I know kids that have over $250,000 worth of student loan debt. Now, they've got great careers, but they'll never pay that off. And I know they won't pay it off because I have friends that took a quarter of that in student loan debt, and they still haven't paid it off. They'll be paying that off forever. And it's not just the amount of money you borrowed, it's the interest on it. And that's why I say people never pencil anything out. And then the assumption is always that your child is going to come out and whatever major they took on and whatever career they go into, the assumption is they're going to make over six figures doing that job. And maybe they will. But the more money you make, the bigger the number of degrees you need to have to get there most of the time. If you're using your academics for your career, then you're going to need to keep going up. You can't just have an associate's or a bachelor's, and then you need a master's, and then you need PhD, you need a doctorate. You need all of these things to keep climbing to make more money, and then that comes with the number one reason that I see as something people didn't pencil out. What if you don't want to do that career anymore? You're basically stuck. And when you take out these types of loans, you got to stay where you are. And if you try to come out of it, you really kind of mess yourself up financially for the rest of your life. And what it leads to is the inability to create legacy money, financial security, not just for your kids, your kids' kids, their kids, and on down the line. The less debt you have up front that is permanent debt, you can't get out of student loan debt for the most part. Now, I do get the fact that it can be taken off, but that money, the only loans that can be really taken off are federal loans, right? And some families don't even have federal loans. They took out loans from a third party. Those aren't going to be able to be canceled. So really just sit down at the table and pencil things out. And I know people right now that are in my age group that are not going to be able to retire. They're just not going to be able to do it. Now, I was able to retire, and I will say this, I did not pencil everything out. I've made just as many mistakes as most of you guys have, or some of you guys have. So I don't think that I'm sort of, you know, hey, you didn't do it the right way, too bad for you. I get it. And if they want to take some of that debt away, more power to them. But somebody has to pay that debt. And not only, I'm not just talking about taxpayers. I know everything's not fair in the world, and I don't expect it to be. And if you're in the middle class, you signed up for being the person who's going to handle all the tax burdens. You didn't go after something that was really risky to try to make a bunch of money and get rich, so you're not on that side. And you wanted to live enough of a, not luxury lifestyle, but a really good, comfortable lifestyle, so you're not on the other end where you don't make much money. You didn't go that route where you allow the government or somebody else to take care of you. And so kudos to you. You've done it, but you did sign up to be the pocketbook for everybody else, okay? So just get that in your head, because this is the way the world works. And once you start understanding money, and I don't know why they don't teach this more in high school, and especially at the collegiate level, you've got to understand when you box yourself into that middle, you're going to be the pocketbook for the world. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Here's the other thing that I wanted to kind of bring up here for this video, is that for you guys, if your kids are in junior high, or if you're freshman or sophomore in college, if they do what they're going to do now, and give some money to relieve the student debt loan amounts for people, just wipe it out, what is going to happen is the interest rates are going to go up for you guys when you go in to get a loan to have your kid go to college. And they have to do that because they have to factor in the fact that the money might not get paid back, right? The colleges get their money, but whoever loaned you that money, the government is not directly loaning you that money. That money's going through banks. And so the banks are going to factor in, hey, we may not even get our money back. Somebody can just come in, another politician 25 years, 30 years from now can just come in and wipe it out again. And so then you don't have to pay that money back. You got to wait for the government to pay it back, and there's going to be some rules. The second thing that's going to happen, and I'm going to throw this out and you guys can come at me if I'm wrong about this, the cost of going to college is going to go up, because if it gets wiped out, more and more people are going to go to college, because the thought is, hey, maybe sometime down the line, they're going to fix this. And there's no incentive for them to bring the cost down, because people are still going to go to college. And so they can raise the price up, and the cost of everything goes up anyway. And so it's going to cost more for your kid to go to college, the interest rate on the loans they're going to take out. And yes, I know you guys, your kids are smart, you can get some scholarships, but it's not going to be enough to cover the cost of going to college fully. That's very seldom happens. So what does that have to do with AthleticSOS? I know that's what you guys are asking right now. When you use our software, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go in, you're going to be able to put in your information and what you're trying to accomplish, and you're going to be able to see all the schools you qualify to attend. And then inside of there, we have a little button called Details. You're going to find out how much it costs to go to those schools. And that is where you can start taking, start penciling in, sit at the table, get a spreadsheet, do whatever you need to do, start penciling in the overall costs. Because right now people go to schools based on the school's reputation or the name recognition or something like that. Doesn't mean it's the best school. It's just that you don't know the other schools that are just as good. And the reason you don't know that, why would you know that? There's no, especially all the way across the country, there are all of these options and opportunities, but you have to know who they are. And using our software will allow you to do that. Yes, we're about you trying to get the athletic scholarship, especially at this level. For these videos I do for you guys here, this is for you guys to get athletic scholarships. But we also have an institutional and an organizational version of the software. And in those, we do the academic scholarships, which you guys are getting. But we also do for kids that are just trying to go to college in general. Kids that are just trying to go to JCs. And we even do it for trade schools. Kids are trying to go to trade schools. So those are for our institutional and organizational members. But that is there. So we understand there's all these different phases and factors and options and opportunities, and we want you to be aware of each and every one of them if you can. And so I'm not against going to college. Trust me, I think it's a great, both my kids went, right? And so, but we planned it out, we penciled it out. My wife will tell you, I'm real big on not necessarily cheaping out on anything. I'm not that person, but I will try to get us the best option and opportunity. And when I do pay over something, because we do, we overpay for things a lot of times, I will do it because it makes the family happy. I'll grin and bear it, but we will do it. But I will know that I overpaid, and I'm okay with it if sometimes, and that's just the situation it is. So anyway, I just want to do this quick video. You guys, boy, if I make a mistake, and I'm getting it now, when you put yourself out like that, and I'm going to do more of these, trust me. But when you put yourself out like that, people are going to come back at you the moment. I am not against anybody doing anything you want to do in your life. All I'm saying is, if you want to get an athletic scholarship, use our software. It is absolutely no cost to you. And the goal for us is very simple. I want you guys to think ahead. I want your kids to start thinking ahead. I want you to let them use the software. Try to find a school that fits what they want to do as they move forward. And if we can get them thinking that way, and they get the athletic scholarship and they enjoy their college years, and that's great, right? But what I want them to do is when they leave college, I want them to have that idea of do your homework, do a little bit of research, find out what your next move is going to be ahead of time. I want them to see some foresight, see around corners a little bit, what's actually coming, all of that kind of stuff. What's going to be the future? What are the jobs I should be looking at? What are the little areas inside of each of those career paths that I might want to go into that interest me because I may be more artistic, or I may be more whatever you are. Where can I go to make sure that my life fits out and works out the way I want? And if I need to pivot at some point, how do I pivot? How do I plan for that ahead of time? Don't just do things haphazardly. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to get done here. It's not just about the athletics for me. It's about us raising the next generation of kids to be able to be successful, to be happy, to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, man. That's what we're all about here. And we're just doing it from the athletic point of view. There's a million other ways of doing this stuff. All right, guys. So again, look down below. I'm going to have a code, and I'm going to have the instructions for you to go in and use our software. No cost, you guys. I've got sponsors coming in, so you guys are going to be fine. And then, and I also have a thing showing you how AthleticSOS works, so you can see what it is. So there's a little link down there for you guys to be able to do that. So please take advantage of it. It's here for you guys. And as always, whatever you want to do in the future, best of luck to you. And if you want to keep playing sports, we're going to help you stay in the game. Talk to you guys later. Bye.